learning to program is easy. So let's talk about what is programming. So my dictionary tells me that it's the creation of a series of coded instructions to control the operation of a computer or other machine. I'm going to run one of my favorite programs again while I'm reading this stuff. So there's many programming languages available to use to learn how to play program, to learn how to program. Um, so examples of programming language are C, object-oriented C, C++, Objective-C, Cocoa, Python, Pascal, Fortran, Basic, Visual Basic, Forth, Logo, Flash, ActionScript, AppleScript, Mathematica, MATLAB, and many more. So if you study computer science, odds are you'll dive pretty deep into C++. That's a really powerful language that allows you to create really complex programs and applications. Learning C++ is kind of daunting. It costs money and has a pretty steep learning curve. So just as a professional baseball player probably started out playing t-ball, or a professional bicyclist started with training wheels, Basic's a great way to try and program. So Chipmunk Basic is freeware. That means it's free. It's an old-fashioned basic interpreted. That means you don't have to compile it. You just like type in the commands and hit run, and it just works. And it's accelerated for the Mac. Features of Chipmunk Basic include support for a simple sprite graphics engine. That means it can do like little game things, little game characters. It has sound. We heard the Morse code and the little speech synthesis. The Macintalk speech, Mac TCP, you can do like stuff on the internet with Basic. It has AppleScript support, so you can write an AppleScript, have Basic do some really complex tasks, and then come back to your AppleScript. It supports drag and drop and object-oriented programming to some extent. It's even easy to talk to the outside world, like the internet, serial ports, and of course, like the mouse and keyboard. So even though it's super easy program to learn, you can do really powerful stuff in Basic. How fast is Basic? On computers these days, Chipmunk Basic is super fast. Let's look at one of the graphics programs I showed you a few minutes ago. We're checking it on the screen right now. So look how fast the screen's updating. That's speedy. On a Mac, there's a program called Activity Monitor that lets you see how fast the computer is going. I'll launch it, and we can check out how much of the CPU the computer is dedicated to Basic. So I go into here and I hit Activity Monitor.
Screen?
Yeah, so I just launched Activity Monitor, and I'm pulling it up into here, and it says Chipmunk Basic sucking up like 96% of one of the cores, 92%. So it's jamming. It's definitely jamming. So it's basically slamming one of the cores. I'm going to bring Chipmunk Basic into the foreground and see what Activity Monitor does. So it's basically slamming one of the cores, and looks like it's kind of slamming, both the cores. So what that means is there's a lot of horsepower being dedicated to Basic. So that's pretty cool. It really is a fast program. It's not me just saying that. It's Activity Monitor saying it too. So if you're new to programming, you might want to take a break from this podcast and go through some of the tutorials on the Chipmunk Basic webpage before finishing the rest of this podcast. So at this point, if you want to learn how I created some of the programs I started out in the podcast, I'm happy to walk you through it.